This is the Ohio AgNet from the voice you know with the News You Trust studios, sponsored by BASF and Certain Corn Herbicide. Unleash residual power early to allow for pre- or post-application to attack weeds at their weakest. I'm Ty Higgins. New and now at OhioAgNet.com, after having the grand and reserve barrows of the 2024 Ohio State Fair, Keplinger Farms has grown into a nationally recognized operation. Read more about the farm family known for competitive success in the show ring. Plus, in a 6-3 decision issued last week, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that President Trump does not have the legal authority to impose tariffs through executive orders under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Those stories are online at OhioAgNet.com. You'll also find the latest Ohio AgNet podcast as I talk about balance sheet basics with Nathaniel Watts, head of Ag Retail Credit with Farm Credit Mid-America.
I talk with producers on a regular basis, and I have a lot of examples that I've seen, Ty, where gaining that understanding, increasing that financial acumen, and using those balance sheets to really understand here's where my operation is, increases their confidence exponentially and also drives some of their decisions. For example, a lot of the customers that I'm talking to right now have looked at their financial position, they understand where they are, and they have made a decision to hold on to equipment maybe a little bit longer than they typically do as they wait to kind of see what's going to happen in the marketplace and see if we can get to some sort of marketplace turn.
Then Ohio State Farm Management Specialist David Marison gives the details on the newly created Ohio Farm Transition Network.
If you look around, Ty, people knew that farm transition and estate planning is one of the greatest risks that we have to overcome as producers. So whether it was an Ohio Farm Bureau event, an OSU extension event, Ag Credit, Farm Credit, nationwide, Corn and Wheat, Soybean Council, everybody was focused on farm transitions and helping farmers overcome or navigate that complexity of the legal and the financial, as well as maybe some of the family dysfunctionality that exists when it passing a farm on from one generation to the next. So all of our organizations were working separately on the same issue. And the genesis of the Ohio Farm Transition Network is really as organizations, can we come together as one solid voice to surround our farmers to be able to help them in this critical area called farm transition and estate planning.
And Bayer's Brian Dresbach recaps the findings in 2025 test plots.
Disease wasn't very prevalent this year, so a lot of fungicide applications really didn't do much difference than it was 2 years ago. So we didn't have tar spot near as bad, and we didn't have a whole lot of gray leaf spot in areas. But again, with that late season dry down, the drought, the heat stress that we got from either daytime heat or nighttime heat where it was above 75, that really took a lot of pressure to the later maturities versus the earlier maturities that hit that milk line and was able to senesce a lot earlier than the later season stuff.
More from Dresbach, Marison, and Watts online now with the new Ohio AgNet podcast at OhioAgNet.com. We'll get a check of the forecast now, brought to you by Seed Consultants, Simply Better Performance, online at seedconsultants.com. Here's Ryan Martin.
Still are dealing with lake effect cloud cover, winds coming north and northwest off of the full effect of the Great Lakes, triggering cloud cover here, but I'm not really too concerned about lake effect snow of any kind here today. And we stay chilly with better sunshine potential tomorrow. Tomorrow night into Wednesday, system moves through the Great Lakes region, plenty of clouds to our north, and maybe a little bit of light snow trying to come together in northern tier counties of Ohio for Wednesday early morning into midday. But then we're right back to cold air for the rest of the week. Not seeing our temperatures moderate again until we get to late Friday and into Saturday. There we are well above normal for a couple of days. See some moisture trying to come in on Sunday afternoon into Monday of next week. Rain over the southern half of Ohio, snow up north. Behind that, we are cold for a few days. We warm for a few days with more rain. Mother Nature just can't pick a side for the next couple of weeks. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thank you, Ryan. Join us Thursday for the midday broadcast from Commodity Classic in San Antonio, brought to you by Crop Plan. Quality seed genetics backed by some of the industry's leading data for better fertility, crop protection, and fungicide decisions. Learn more at CropPlan.com. Do you have a kid in corduroy that might be interested in doing what we do every morning? Joel Penorwood has this update about our search for student reporters for this year's state convention.
The 2026 Ohio FFA State Convention right around the corner. It's coming up April 30th to May 1st. And as is tradition, Ohio's Country Journal and Ohio AgNet are accepting applications for this year's student FFA reporter team. That's right. We look to those in the blue corduroy jackets in FFA to give us updates from the convention. A great time to look at the possibility of a career in agricultural communications and see what the job is like. Students will have the opportunity to work alongside our news staff covering the convention through interviews, photography, video, session recaps for our website and social media, and much more. Hard to believe, but the Student Reporter program has been going on for over 15 years now. You can find more information online today at ohioagnet.com. Applications due by March 31st. Again, the Student FFA Reporter Program open for applications at ohioagnet.com. I'm Joel Penorwood reporting.
Thank you, Joel. If agriculture is your way of life, you need news you can count on. That is why Ohio farmers turn to Ohio's Country Journal, your source for the latest in crop updates, livestock insights, market trends, and the stories that celebrate country life across our state. Every issue keeps you informed, connected, and ready for what's next in Ohio agriculture. Don't miss a beat. Renew your subscription or sign up today at ocj.com/renew and grow with the publication built for Ohio farm families. That's ocj.com/renew. The Ohio AgNet continues after this.
Ohio farmers are excited about the approval of Striax dicamba herbicide for in-crop soybean use. For a limited time, B&B AgVantages in Conover, Ohio, are reopening cash discounts and financing on Asgrow soybeans. This is a fantastic opportunity to return to the proven yield performance of Asgrow soybeans and the strong weed control system of the XtendFlex system. Orders must be placed and paid for by March 13th. Contact B&B AgVantages for details at 937-368-3880.
Farmers, crop consultants, certified livestock managers, and agribusiness leaders. Keep up with the latest trends in agriculture March 10th and 11th at the Conservation Tillage and Technology Conference at Ohio Northern University in Ada. Increase your knowledge and bottom line with over 60 presenters. Register for the conference today at cttcohio.com and get exclusive access to videos of the sessions after April 15th. CCA and CLM credits included. Welcome back to the Ohio AgNet. I'm Ty Higgins. We've all seen the devastating pictures and videos of the fires in the middle part of the country. There is an Ohio farmer making a big difference there. Dusty Sonnenberg caught up with him to hear what he's seen from his perspective from the recent wildfires.
I am joined today by David Traxler, and David is with Farmers Helping Farmers. He's an Ohio farmer himself. Most folks probably by now have heard about the Range Road fires and all the fires that are going on in the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas and Kansas, but you've had some involvement in relief aid going back several years to different projects. Tell us a little bit about that and this organization that you're a part of.
Yeah, I work with the Ag Community Relief. It kind of came out of a group called the Mission Convoy back in 2017. Kind of same area down in Kansas had a big wildfire that was 1.2 million acres. Right now we're 300,000 acres for the Range Fire, which is about a third of the size. It just started as a Facebook post, hey, we need hay, and we got in contact with Matt Shadler. We called it the Mission Convoy at the time, and we're able to send several loads of hay out there in 2017. And we decided there's a need for this, so we developed the Ag Community Relief Group, Farmers Helping Farmers. We're a 501c3. It's 100% donation. What goes in goes right back out. We all volunteer our time. Set up for tax donations and that too, so it can be used during that. We've helped with the Kansas fires, the flood disaster in Nebraska. Last year we did a lot for the Carolinas when the hurricane went through there. And it's kind of came back to Kansas again because it's the exact same area that got hit before. And we have a bunch of friends out there now that we kind of want to go help. What differs this time from the 2017 is in 2017 we had cheap fuel and a lot of hay around here. Where they were in the drought, they didn't have much hay, and we're able to get them a bunch, but it's kind of flip-flop. They've had 2 phenomenal years of hay production, and we were in the drought last year. So what we're trying to aim more towards this year is raising funds to go out there and buy hay locally. I know I was on the phone with a local horse plates out there. They have 1,500 bales that they're within about 4 or 5 hours of the fire, that they need to get shipped down there, but they need help with fuel money because they've been running since the fire and they're kind of tapped out on what they can donate themselves. But they got people with trucks that's willing to haul, to donate the time. They just need some money for fuel. And we're looking about $6,000 for that right now. We're going to have a group of guys going down there hopefully into next week to get our feet in the ground and see what it is. Another thing we started with the hurricane was we're doing something called Buckets of Hope. It's where we take a 5-gallon bucket, put a mineral block or a bag of milk replacer in the bottom, some gloves, some fencing supplies, what you can find, and a note to the farmer so they can know someone's thinking about them.
That sounds like a real easy way even for 4-H clubs and other organizations to get involved and do something meaningful.
Yeah, like I said, cash is really what we need now. If we have some local independent people that want to go down there, we will help them out all we can. The big thing they're asking for is transportation. You know, if you got semis and they're down there, there's hay in the outer areas. We're looking at buying hay to send back down there because we can just do it a lot cheaper. You know, that $6,000 that they said they need to ship that 1,500 bales. For us to do it around here, we're looking probably around 200 bales.
Well, agcommunityrelief.com is the website, and as I've explored the website, there's a nice donate button that folks can click on and make a cash donation right there, and of course all sorts of good information about your organization and all the different things that have been done. But again, it sounds like right now the big need is for cash to be able to get the supplies from where they're at to where they need to be and help some folks that are really in desperate times right now.
Yeah, and it's all kind of a fluid situation right now. Stuff changes, and it's going to change as it goes out 1 or 2 or 3 weeks later. And that's where our organization really tries to help. Instead of the first front, we come behind there. We're working with the Farm Bureau in Northwest Ohio as a drop-off point for money. And hopefully, beginning of next week, we'll have a good list of places you can donate to and maybe drop off the Buckets of Hope that we're talking about.
Again, my guest today has been David Traxler. He is representing Ag Community Relief and Farmers Helping Farmers. You can check out their website at agcommunityrelief.com. They are a 501c3 tax-exempt organization, and if you would like to help, you can learn more there. Reporting for the Ohio AgNet, I'm Dusty Sonnenberg.
Great stuff, Dusty. Thank you. The Ohio AgNet continues after this with markets and analysis.
It's time for the Morton Buildings Building Value Days sales event running now through the end of February. Morton Buildings are built stronger, last longer, and look better. So if you're planning for a garage, farm shop, stall barn, a storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, or anything in between, act now. Our buildings are built to last, but these savings won't. Visit MortonBuildings.com or contact your local Morton office to take advantage of current savings on new buildings. Certain restrictions may apply. Offer valid only on select new building orders placed between January 5th and February 28th, 2026.
This is the Ohio AgNet. Welcome back. I'm Ty Higgins, and today's market analysis is brought to you by Louis Dreyfus Company. Excited to bring a brand new soybean crush facility to Upper Sandusky. Learn more about marketing your soybeans with LDC at 574-566-2113. Here's Ryan Martin.
Grain markets finished the Friday trading session on a mixed note. Corn was about 3 to 4 higher. Wheat up anywhere from 6 to 8 in Kansas City, 4 to 5 in Minneapolis, but 11 to 14 in Chicago. And then you had the bean and bean oil market down handily, but well off of the lows. Bean oil down about 65 to 85 points. Beans down only 2 to 5 cents overall after a multi-digit move lower early on. Big story from Friday was the Supreme Court striking down the Trump tariff situation. Now, Trump had told us that he had a backup plan in case that happened all the way back when the arguments were before the Supreme Court. Apparently, that backup plan was a 10% global tariff on everything. That was announced on Friday. The bean market, with the initial reaction of the Supreme Court, fell, then came back. We'll see what this week brings. I'm Ryan Martin.
This check of the markets on the Ohio AgNet brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. March corn overnight down 3/4 at 426 3/4. May 438 1/2 down a penny and a quarter. Soybeans for March 1131 3/4. That's a drop of 5 3/4 overnight. The May also down 5 3/4 at 1147 1/2. July wheat 584 1/2, 3 cents lower. September down 3 1/4 overnight at 595 a bushel. Live cattle for February, 246.57, that's down 92. The April, 242 even, a drop of $1.42. Feeder cattle for April, 365.05, down 260 after Friday's trade. May down 257 at 361 even. And lean hogs for April, 93.67, up 22 cents to close out last week. And May lean hogs up 52 points at 98.27. Get more of today's farm news, markets, and weather all online at ohioagnet.com. I'm Ty Higgins. We'll see you down the road.